Welcome back, everyone. This is Thomas Triple T Ty with another new bullish crypto analysis. Before we dig in and take a look at the crypto, Bitcoin, and equities market, I want to let you know that I got some sleep last night and I feel amazing. Anyways, check out this new background for the equities and market. I want to start having different backgrounds for different analysis. That way it makes it easier for you to analyze it. Let me know what you think. The theme for all these are basically stars, the cosmos, the moon, the planets, etc. I just think they're amazing and they're beautiful. So let's dig into the news first. But before we do, remember this is for edutainment only and not to be considered as financial advice. Additionally, feel free to smash the like, ring my bell, hit subscribe if you haven't, and share your thoughts and share my analysis, which are pretty simple to understand, with your friends and family. So let's dig into the news and see what macro factors could impact our markets. First, COVID outbreaks in New York and DC infect senior officials as Omicron BA.2 variant sweeps the U.S. This is according to CNBC. I'll summarize it for you. Basically, about 80% of the new cases are BA.2 variant, and it's in the East Coast and in the West Coast. The good news, though, is that although infection rates are climbing, the hospitalization rates and also death rates, it's like about 90% less than its our previous peaks. So, I'm more concerned about hospitalization and death rates. Infection rates, it does mean something, but the other two are the main factors. And so, it's a bit of negative news, but also positive news. So, but this could impact our economy. Jeffrey Gundlach, he's the CEO of Double Line Investment Company, and he said that around 2023 we'll probably have some major calamity in the stock market around that time. That's similar to 1999. That's in line with what I'm not sure about the word calamity, but I think all of the repercussions, the sanctions, high inflation rates, and there's a ripple effect that's delayed, and some of it may be coming after 2022. And so this is in line with what I think, but I'm not so sure about the word calamity. According to CNBC, Treasury yields fall as traders assess latest batch of U.S. inflation data. A couple of things you want to notice here. The yield curves are still inverted, which are leading indicators for potential recessions. However, we saw that CPI came in yesterday at 8.5, and 8.5%. That's year over year, and experts were predicting around 8.4, so that's slightly higher. But the core inflation, core products minus gasoline and food prices, things that are more volatile, those core indexes came in lower than what they expected. They were estimating a 0.5, and it came in at 0.3 month over month. So that's positive news. So people looked at that and say, well, we may have peaked. But there's usually a but. The issue is that today the producers' price index came in hotter than what they're expected. So there's mixed reviews there. You could take it either way. I don't think we have peaked with inflation yet. So we'll see. The world's top oil trader will stop buying Russian crude oil. This is according to CNN Business News. The Vitol Group, the world's top independent oil merchant, will stop trading Russian crude oil and products by the end of the year. And this is a Dutch company, and this is a major impact to Russian oil. So I think it's gonna play a factor. We have other companies like Shell, Total Energies, and Neste have stopped buying Russian crude. So this is another major company that's not doing business with them. So it'll have an impact on the energy sector. Germany faces $240 billion hit if Russian gas is cut off. This is according to also CNN Business News. What this means is that if Russia cuts off, I doubt they will, but they probably want things in ruble, but we'll see what happens. But if Russia cuts off the energy, natural gas to Germany, Germany is the biggest economy in Europe. And so if their production decreases, that's going to be an issue for the EU. And if what impacts the EU will impact America and impact the rest of the world. So this is something to watch out for. I don't think it's going to come down to this, but we'll see. Because Russia needs money. They need to be able to sell their gas, to get money to fund the war and feed their people, etc. In China, according to Reuters, China's oil champion prepares for a Western retreat over sanction fears. This has to do with this company called CNOOC. They recently were delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, and so they're pulling out of Britain, Canada, and the U.S. and over concerns that there would be tension with the West. So that's going to impact the energy factor as well. China's widening COVID curbs threaten global supply chain paralysis. This is according to Reuters also. Basically, as you know, Shanghai's in a lockdown. People are screaming out of there, being locked into their homes, etc. But with the ports and people being locked down, it's going to cause frictions in supply chain because there aren't any workers. And if there's limited number of ships that can come in to trade, for trades and stuff, well, guess what? Limited export, import. I mean, like, this is, it's going to be a given until they ease up on their COVID curbs or until the rates go down. No surprise here. Also, from Reuters, they mentioned that China's imports unexpectedly fall as COVID curbs convulse trade. Yeah, that's to be expected because in order to import stuff, you need to be able to get ships checked in, like freight arrivals and stuff. So that's gonna impact their economy and also impact foreign economies as well. Because if companies can't ship things in or sell things, and then, well, guess what? They're not gonna make as much money, and so that's gonna wreak some. That's going to create some struggles for various economies because China is one of the second largest economy in the world. Crypto firm Tether to further reduce holdings of commercial debt in stablecoin reserves. Tether is an interesting stablecoin and the company behind them. Previously, they said that they don't hold any junk bonds, etc. But now they're unwinding their short-term corporate debts but they won't disclose which of those corporate debts they hold. And so Tether's it's a bit of a let's just put it this way: there are better stable coins than Tether. That's more transparent. Okay, that does it for the news. When I say better stable coins, like you know, you got Circle, we got Luna, Terra USD, etc. Yeah, they're at least you know what they're invested in and what they're doing. With Tether is sometimes a bit of a mystery, and that's always a sign to avoid. Okay, let's go to oops, that's not what we want. Let's go to the charts. We got here's crypto market heat map. Much better day today. Bitcoin almost to 41k dominance, 41 just over 41% here. Ethereum just over 3k dominance, 19.47. Almost everything else is up. Sheep is down because they had a huge rally, like 35% or so in the last 48 hours. I shorted sheep, so we'll see how that works out. And if you want to see my short positions, check out my Twitter. I shared it because I'm testing out different concepts for shorting and longing. But currently, I'm testing out shorts, and they've all worked out pretty well. That when I follow the model. If I don't follow the model, that's trouble for me. So overall, really great day for the crypto market. Let's check out the coin market caps. Crypto market cap is back. Is up 2.51% at $1.91 trillion. Still below $2 trillion, but it's edging back up again. Here's the U.S. Equities markets. We got technology overall pretty green. Microsoft up 1.32, Apple up 1.46, Nvidia up 2.16. Nvidia is such a phenomenal company. I mean, with their microchips that's being used in future autonomous driving and stuff, and their GPUs. Oh man, that company it's got a bright future. Anyways, let's go to communication services. Google up almost a point here. Overall, pretty green to muted green. Consumer cyclical. We got Amazon up 2.36. Overall, internet retail is popping today, but overall, consumer cyclical is mostly green to some muted green. Tesla's up 2.37. Consumer defensive. Walmart's up to 2.34. The rest are pretty muted. Costco's up 1.66. Target's almost a point up. Down in financials, banks diversifies, looking pretty red. JP Morgan did not hit their targets here, and so people sold negative 3.14, but the rest are pretty muted. So be on the lookout for different stocks reporting their earnings. So that's in the this week, next week. So you'll see some of that coming in. So overall financials, put muted red to some bright spots here, but of greens, but overall pretty muted red. Healthcare, pretty muted. Muted to some. Biotechnology is pretty green here. Diagnostic and research, muted green, but the rest are pretty muted. ABBV down 5.3%. So over here in the industrials, it's some green and muted green, some muted red. Real estate is pretty muted red and muted green. We got energy, it's popping today. We got PTR up 2.30, Shell up 1.82. We got Zome up 1.19. So energy is popping down here in gas, oil and gas, E and P, and the rest are pretty green to muted green. Basic materials, pretty green to muted green. Utilities is muted red. So overall, pretty decent day for the equities market. We see some recoveries here, and we'll see the trends up in the charts to follow here. So here it is. Let's take a quick glance at the watch list. We got, I notice when I get sleep, I have better vision. Like the bright light doesn't distract me as much. So that's good news. Anyways, Nasdaq index up 1.778. SPX index up almost a point. DJI is up 0.8. The VIX volatility index here is 22 and some change, and that's down negative. What is that? 8.5 points. Dixie is down also. It's 99.88. I think that's about all, like down 0.42. U.S. 10-year yield is 2.67. That's down 1.8. Oil is back over $100. That sucks. So that's 3.29% up. Gold is also up 0.61%. Silver is up 1.63%. Euro is stronger than the dollar. That's up 0.52%. The pound is stronger than the dollar, up 0.82%. And the dollar is stronger than the yen, and that's up 0.19%. So mixed strength for the dollar here, and we'll take a look at the Dixie in a bit here. Let's take a look at the trends here. U.S. market in the on the far left. We got European and stocks 600 in the middle. We got Australian and Asian markets in the right here. Bitcoin here is on the top. You can see at market opening, Bitcoin pumped. Look at that, right? It was from here around 39.8, pumped all the way up to where it is now, roughly around 41.2K. It's positive correlation with Nasdaq and S&P 500 is there. At market opening, it opened up and continued to trend up. Same thing with SPX here. So positive correlation is in there. Let's take a look at negative correlation with Dixie. Dixie trended down after market opening. Bitcoin went up. So both of those are holding. US 10-year yield here, just before market opening, it tanked, and it's consolidating right now. So 7-day trend, you can see that it's still trending down, although we have current day recovery. 7-day trend still down for all three indexes. 7-day trend is still on the it's still up for Dixie and 10-year yield. Let's go over to the European market. UK 100 index in the last couple of days been going down and chopping sideways. So 7-day, it's pretty much going sideways. Hey there. The DAX from Germany, current session, it's choppy but trending up. 7 days, still slightly down. CAC from France, this is CAC 40 from France. It's currently recovering in its current session. 7 days, slightly down. But if you look at, let's say, a 4-day session or 4-session period, it's more sideways. Stock 600, currently it's up for the current session, but overall 7-day trend down. Australia, STW index, we got current last session, it's recovered a little bit. That's good. 7-day trend is slightly down still, but like you take a look at 4-day trend, it's pretty much sideways. Nikkei 225, recovery in the last traded session. 7-day trend down, somewhat somewhat sideways in the last few trading sessions. KOSPI, this is from South Korea. Current session is trending nicely up, or the last previous session is trending nicely up. Good recovery for them. 7-day trend still slightly down, and comparing the last several trading sessions, it's up. Trend is up. HSI from Hong Kong, current recovery in the last session here. 7-day trend down, still down for the last couple of days trading sessions. The CSI 300, which is Shanghai Shenzhen index. It's kind of choppy, but trending down in this current session. 7 days still trending down. Last couple of days still trending down. If you look at the last several sessions here. So overall, what does this chart tell me? This chart tells me that we have a slight recovery, and the macro factors, I think people have this feeling that, at least in the US, that inflation might have reached its peak, but there are mixed signals. I would be careful with that. And so we'll see what happens. But producer price index is the one that's saying, hey, we haven't reached our peak yet. But the core products percentage increase month over month is saying, hey, we might have. So we don't know. But currently, it looks like the current or last session, depending on where you are in the world, it's trending, have some recovery, but we're still down for a 7 session period. So it's good that we're recovering, though. So that's it for the news and the market analysis. Feel free to smash the like, ring my bell, hit subscribe if you haven't, share your thoughts, and wish me lots of sleep because I feel amazing. I have 2 more videos for today, and that is let's see, Bitcoin daily analysis, and also last week I mentioned that I'll be adding AVAX. I would be sharing that because I analyze it, but I don't share it because it takes so much time to prepare. So anyways, look out for those 2 videos, and I look forward to seeing you in them. Please share your comments, share your thoughts, and let me know what you think of this background. Eventually, what I want to do is for this particular background, I'm going to put the logos for different indexes. Let me see, around this planet. So it'll curve around with different logos, like Nasdaq, S&P 500, etc., etc. So it'll curve around there. So that's in the works. Appreciate your time. Let me know what you think. Peace.